Well, we are back for some Bleach Soul Resonance, and we're going to be doing a little event roundup. Not exactly just, focused on this, but sort of talking about where we're at in terms of resources and where you should be probably and how you're doing. But first, real quick question. Where is your Jade count at? Because my Jade count is kind of stacking up, I gotta say. What I know that people were kind of worried on the onset, and even before the banners got extended to 3 weeks, I think that I had been making back my Jade pretty quickly, Bleach Soul Resonance continued to be a very free-to-play friendly haven for people who do not want to spend on their gacha but still want to enjoy the IP. And it just seems like the game is going to continue to get better and better. I don't really know. I mean, knock on wood, who knows what they could do to the game eventually. But as far as the now and as far as the future, I mean, like, they're mostly doing the main stuff, but they could do bounce, they could do, any sort of the filler, they could add Don Kanoji, they could add all these, like, wacky characters, so yeah, I don't know. Bleach feels like it has a ton of room. I mean, it is, I say it with like no sense of like irony that like, I don't know when this game exactly stopped, because people are like, oh, they're racing through, they're doing this, they're, it's all like over, but it's like, Bleach has a lot of characters to release in it, you know what I mean? So it is cool that they're sort of, getting ahead of things, but yeah, as far as the events go, though, we're just going to quickly take a look at this. So, combat training, fighting against Ichigo, Yoruichi, and Kenpachi. We got Pieces of the Past, which is returning. Operation Report. Painted Path is coming with 8 quests available. Edge Revealed. Not sure if Painted Path and Edge Revealed events are normal ones or the Gin main event for something else. The Gin main events become a Snake, which is a 7-day login. Limited time gacha, which is the actual Gin banner. Void Destruction, 2 sub-events. Form of Destruction in this mode, Grimjaw will enter his second phase. Oh, that's pretty cool. Form of the Void in this case, Okiera, yeah. In this mode, Okiera will enter his second phase. Not sure if it's actually Segunda Etapa for both. That's interesting. Yeah, I think another thing about like Bleach Soul Resonance that people are talking about, like, oh, the characters, like, they're just racing through, like, we're not gonna have anything left. Like, all of the Espada could get SSRs. All of the like underling Espada could get, SRs. Aizen could get like 3 more SSRs if before we even talk about like more stuff in like, Thousand Year Blood War and the like. Yuryu has nothing. Orihime has nothing. Chad has nothing. And if you don't think Chad could get an SSR, you haven't seen the manga or the anime, I guess. But Chad could definitely get an SSR. There are so many Bleach characters. Squad Zero, like, I remember seeing people be like, oh, they're racing through stuff, what are they gonna do? They're gonna run out of content. It's like, Bleach is literally just Tite Kubo making cool characters. Like, Bleach isn't about having the tightest story or the, most coherent and meaningful emotional plot lines. Bleach is about Tite Kubo making cool characters, you know what I mean? So I would not worry about that at all. Like, we have a Byakuya Kuchiki who's a tactics character. Imagine that every single character in the game right now will get one of each role. And I mean, Byakuya has a support he could easily be. He's one of those people who uses Hado a lot, and he could easily be a main DPS character easily. And of those main DPS, you could make at least 3 different Byakuya Kuchikis before we even get into Thousand Year Blood War. That's just me, though. Lurking Grounds, 2 sub-events. Daily Battle, 6 days of varying difficulty. It's pretty good. Dead Zone Challenge. Subjects change the release. Some events may be missing or not in the right place. Okay, so a pretty solid little lineup, and then it goes down to, when is the Gin banner? This should be in 6 days, I think, as of releasing this video, but I could be off some. Actually, let's switch over and we'll talk about that. So here we are in game. We're going into the gacha ticket. So the gacha ends in 8 days, actually. So exactly 8 days should be about when the banner comes out. Give or a day or two. I think that what'll end up happening is this banner might run for a day or two longer than he's actually like, you know, Gin is sort of waiting to come out. But the thing that sort of leads me to believe that it will just be in 8 days exactly, coming up on the actual like 8th or 9th. Yes, January 1st, 09 is when the events actually end. And the events ending feels like when we'll get new stuff, right? Because, and this is like the big one, we haven't been shown that like this tab up here is going to change at all. And until we're sort of shown that like they have the bandwidth to sort of like, you know, fill this with content, you know, just slam it with content, before they show that they have the bandwidth to like, you know, make these banners, you know, alternate between like the Aizen one and maybe the Gin one, things like that. We don't really know. As for how is the account doing? How is the old free to play? Completely free to play, by the way. And if you've been enjoying the updates, I don't think I've missed a video in like the entire month that this game has been out, which, you know, I'm so thankful for you guys who have been very kind, very receptive to the videos. But if you are watching and you've watched my videos before and you're not subscribed, if you haven't liked the video, I really appreciate a subscription, because I'm going to keep putting out more and more Bleach Soul Resonance content. But we are at 18,364. This is just, again, I think, can I look at my gacha record? I guess it doesn't really show, it wouldn't really show, but I think 18,000 is 8,000 more than what I was at. I want to believe that I was at about 10,000 when I finished pulling for Aizen and his weapon. So to think that we got 18,364 banner for Jade prior to actually getting, you know, Gin release, which is going to come in a week, and the end of his actual events, and then the Gin's events themselves, that feels pretty good. Also, mind you that we got 8 tickets here, we've got 5 tickets here, we've got the actual exchange tickets here that we're going to get when actually pulling. So yeah, I think Gin is looking more and more like a character I'm going to end up pulling on. You can see here that my Yoruichi is now 38,903 power, and I do need to do more of her skills. Man, oh man, by the way, I was at 800,000 con before leveling her up, and now I am at 400,000 essentially. When I tell you that the con sync is going to be one you will like be reminded of constantly. Here we have my Yoruichi is now at top 65, which is pretty cool. Again, not really anything like crazy, but very fun to have like a record of how good my Yoruichi stacks up against others. That's fun. That is very fun. But yeah, as for Gin, I do think we'll see him on the 9th. I wouldn't expect him prior to that. Remember to get your rewards for various things. I still need to run through this 2 more times just so I can get the title and, you know, the actual remaining Jade here. So that'll be nice. Is there anything else that is any sort of pertinent? We can see I've dropped pretty significantly in their rankings. I think I was at 70 or 50 or something like that last time we saw. So as people sort of spill in, it's going to be interesting to see where I actually fit in once we're at, you know, 65 to 80. Reminder that I could not actually score in this because I only got 65 after this event went up, which seems to be the thing. It seems to be that you can't actually like rate in your bracket until it rolls around. But yeah, remember to do your Runuganga, this annoying bitch. Remember to continue to progress your tower in trials. I haven't really been pushing trials, though I should get to work here because my characters have leveled up quite excessively, especially Yoruichi could probably auto a lot of these fights, so I'll probably be getting to those off camera after this video ends. It's just my auto material because, like I said, I don't think that I will actually need to, you know, participate essentially. Please be doing your auto runs of this. You can literally just auto it, and you know, you have 100 more Jade to get from this, which I will be picking up myself. And as a final little bit of reminder, be very skeptical about spending your core stamps until they reveal what is going to happen in, you know, a week or two with the core stamp pities. Because if you spend your core stamps now and it's not retroactive, you could end up in a position where you've essentially wasted, and I do mean wasted, especially as a free-to-play player, you've essentially wasted the stamp corridor material, which is very scarce. So yeah, do remember to sort of be on top of that and keep away from any sort of frivolous spending. But yeah, I think that's going to be it. We got a bunch of events coming, and can we actually check the event calendar? They said they removed it, right? The event calendar is actually completely... Yeah, so we actually can't see what's the next. Obtain up to 780. What a great game this has been, man. This has been a truly fun and exciting time in gacha. I can't believe we have a Bleach gacha that is actually this fun, that is actually this good looking, and that is actually like, I don't know, this like replayable. It's crazy. It's crazy. The honeymoon period is slowly starting to fade. It's slowly starting to descend on the game, and it's still, you know, fun. That's crazy. With all that being said, though, I've been Lone. Like if you liked the video, subscribe to the club. We all gonna make it, and peace.